Hi, I'm in Evergreen, Colorado. Look at this just a nice little town. And I just visited this antique store here, which Bain Lake Antiques has some records in there. Well, what's really cool is the other stuff he has. This place is wild, between African masks, stuffed heads, stuff. I mean, it's just fascinating place. That owner is fantastic, really nice guy. Had a great talking with him. He's from Texas, been here for 7 years, and yeah, it's full in there, lots of stuff, curious stuff. So let's go and take a look. So that pizza place next door is pretty busy.
Yeah, it does pretty good.
Now, how long have you been here?
7 years.
7 years, okay.
Yeah.
So once you retired, this was kind of where you decided.
Well, we're from Texas, and we sold out a couple of car dealerships and wanted to live somewhere else.
No kidding.
Kind of ended up here. And
good.
Now our family splits. I've got a daughter now that's living with the ex down in San Antonio, Texas, and I'm here with my boy.
Okay, all right.
I'm going to stick around for a couple more years until he gets out of high school.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna move back down to Texas.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Get a little closer to her.
That makes sense.
Set up a spot. And
do you think he'll move back down that way? Your son?
Well, I'm trying to talk him into going to my alma mater. I went to UTA back in the day. They're UTA.
Okay, yeah.
We were down there this past weekend. You know, I was kind of showing the campus and how much it's grown.
Uh-huh.
You know, he looks at it online and thinks there's only 10,000 students there. I said, man, there's almost 50,000 students. This place has grown like crazy.
Yeah.
But, yeah, he's type 1 diabetic.
Okay.
So.
Yes, be careful.
I just feel like I need to be close to him.
Yeah.
Wherever he ends up. And
I understand that. That makes good sense. Well, you know what? And what's better than being by family?
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
that's what I told him. You know, my parents are still alive in Waco. That's 100 miles away. And, you know, when they're gone, that's it on the grandparents, you know. And it just be me and him. And
my mother lives in Omaha, but you know she's 95, and so you know when we were actually thinking about retiring, I was going to retire this year anyway, no matter what. I was just tired of corporate life, you know, done with it, and so we were trying to decide where to go because my oldest son was out in the D.C. area, my youngest son was out here. You know, they're both married, so like where do you go?
Yeah.
You know, and then you know my son bought a business, asked me to come out here because I told him before it's just too expensive out here.
Yeah.
I don't want to use my whole retirement trying to buy a house.
It's gotten really crazy just in the 7 years I've been here.
Yeah. Same with my son bought before it got really nuts, so he made out okay on that.
I kind of did too. We bought in early 18.
Yeah.
And had to buy more house than we needed, but we wanted to live in the mountains. Had no interest in living down the hill. So it's just, you know, your common metropolis with issues, you know.
Yeah.
And but I tell you, it's living up in the mountains. I mean, it's especially the size house we had. It's a lot of upkeep and 2 acres and just the insurance and the taxes here have just gone absolutely nuts.
I suppose insurance, especially with when you think of fire, I suppose.
Well, that's the excuse they use. And it can be a hurricane in Florida. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They're going to jack the prices up no matter what.
They will. Yeah, it is. It's really rough.
I mean, you know, $1,200 a month with a $10,000 deductible.
Yeah. And
just continue to go up. And you know, the property tax, that was halfway decent when we moved out here.
Even that's gone?
Oh, the last re-up on that, they adjusted the value of my house $487,000.
Oh, man.
Which jacked me another $6,000 on top of what I was paying. You know, they got me on the books at almost $2 million for my house, and I get $1,525 for it.
Yeah.
And that just chaps me. That burns me up.
Yeah.
It's all figured off of 2 years ago. You know what was
Okay.
going on then.
True.
And it's just not right.
That is something. We well, we're right now we're renting. You know, I'm just trying to get a bigger down payment so I get close to what I used to have. You know, because come out here, it's like, God, it's double the price.
Oh, it is.
From what I have.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And they're building those tract homes like
Oh my God.
tomorrow, man.
Yeah.
I mean, those things are getting thrown up, and
Yeah, it's crazy.
it is.
But this is just.
I've had enough of the cold weather too. I'm used to heat.
Well, living in Michigan, we keep saying this is wonderful. This is so warm here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to get you. Don't mind because you got that cool Ramstein poster.
Yeah.
This is just amazing.
Yeah, it's.
Wow, I can't believe all these African mans.
But I'm paying the high dollar rent, but I've kind of added it up once no more property tax, no more crazy insurance, no more $1,000 gas and electric bills.
Yeah.
You know, I'm probably $1,800 a month. You know, when I realistically look at it versus the 33 that I'm paying. You know.
Yeah.
So.
Wow. Well, you know, I said you know, this is our first winter here, but the kids said, hey, don't worry, it's going to be a lot nicer here. And yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Much better than Michigan.
It never really.
But you're out of Texas, so that's different.
Yeah. But the snow, they get it off the roads fairly quick, you know.
Yeah.
It's never something that's gonna. We
Yep.
did have a snow in March that we got 3.5 foot up here.
Wow.
That was pretty rough. That was the most it snowed.
I worked a lot of years in Minnesota, and that was pure winter hell.
I can imagine.
That was the worst. Never again. Well, my wife's going to wonder what the hell happened to me.
Here she comes.
Yeah. Bain Lake was the name of the antique store that we visited in Evergreen, Colorado. This is one of these nice winter days. It's pretty warm, so we decided to go up there and take a look around Bain Lake to hike. There was a hiking trail, and sure as heck, there was an antique store. So I said, let's go visit, and there was a record collection. Now, the owner there, Tim Flanagan, he's a record collector, but he was selling off a lot of his records. And so he had these and these records were all in really good condition. It's just the prices weren't the cheapest. There was some stuff that I was interested in, but he knew what the value of these records were. So there wasn't any real good deals to be had. I've seen a lot worse pricing out there, but it was such that, and it was around, you know, right before Christmas, I believe. So I was like, yeah, do I really need to spend it? It might have been right after Christmas. So I really wasn't in the mood for buying, you know, spending some more money. But very neat store. If you want a dead animal head, this is the place to go. If you want an African mask, this is the place to go. And there's so many interesting posters. The Rammstein, long poster behind him. Oh, that was incredible. But so much more in there. It was just one of those spots. It wasn't a gigantic antique store, but you could sit and look and look and look. You know, just a lot of people come in and they look and look, but they don't buy. I had a really good time in there. It was very, very interesting. The owner, Tim, was fun to talk with. So nothing from there. But I do have some old friends that I've recently brought back into my collection. The first one I have been looking for since the flood. And so it's been a few years, and I haven't been able to find it or at a decent price. Well, I finally did. Van Morrison's Avalon Sunset. This is the very first Van Morrison album I ever bought. I believe it came out in 1989. Some people like it, some people don't. Of course, then there's Van the Man, which is always interesting. But you know, this had "Have I Told You Lately?" Told you lately that I love you. I just think it's a beautiful song. But also, whenever God shines His light, there's contacting angels. When will I learn to live in God? So, kind of deeply religious album. You think about how Van is, and huh? Did you read about Bible about how to act with people? I don't know. It doesn't matter. I was delighted to get this. No inner sleeve, sadly. There's Mercury. So probably, yeah, it would have been nice inner sleeve. Probably why I got it cheaper. But I'm really happy to have that back. Then I was able to get this. And actually, I had one of these. It was a cutout. But Parliament Aqua Boogie. Now, what I like about this is this has the stuff, and it opens kind of, well, I don't want to rip it open. Okay, but you could see, let's just, trying to not lose my record album. Cool artwork, but has these punch outs. Has all the punch outs, they're all there. It has a stage that you can make, so you could have your own Aqua Boogie thing going on. Actually, this will fall down once you punch all this stuff out. Just in immaculate condition. Parliament records, as a lot of you who collect Parliament know, are not easy to come by in beautiful condition. But this was one I was able to get from Radio Wasteland. He had this come in, and I was watching his show that he shows the new stuff. And I go, if no one buys that today, I'd like to have it. And, generally, Jim leaves it out there for the people that are there first. But if they don't pick it up, and I want it, we're getting it. So, yeah, this is a great copy of this. Motor Booty Affair, I said Aqua Boogie. Motor Booty Affair by Parliament. And this came out in 1978. Really, really good. Final one I picked up. I don't have a lot of John Cougar Mellencamp in the 80s. Not a big, I liked, his music was okay, but not like, oh, man, I got to have it. And I didn't really buy much except Lonesome Jubilee. I like that one. But this, as you get older, sometimes songs get better, and you liked it. And this was a big one with Crumbling Down, Pink House's Authority song. Jackie O's on here. It is filled with a lot of great tunes. So just nice memories from the 80s, which is what music's all about, isn't it? Memories. And oftentimes albums like this take you back to happy times. Maybe not always happy. It's what you make of it. So, yeah, have that. Cheap and expensive. Cheap, but great stuff on there. So that's what we picked up this week. Hope you enjoyed the tour of Bain Lake. Bain Lake. Sounds kind of scary, doesn't it? Where are you going? Bain Lake. Yeah, it's the name of the town was Evergreen. One wonderful little mountain town again. Just great out there, and more records to be found. So thanks everyone for joining me. Join me again on Sunday. I have some of the most, shall we say, interesting records that I've ever had. Yeah, interesting is a good word for them. Thanks everyone. Bye.